and welcome back to our channel. We're Olivia and Alice, and today's video is something we've been so excited about making for absolutely ages. We are going to be sharing with you our top vintage, thrifted, resale, secondhand finds, all of the items we've purchased, or maybe our favourite of the items we've purchased that have had a home before us. We have got these items from all corners of the globe, every inch of the internet and yours as well, and we're going to be sharing with you our finds and where we have got them.
Right, so first up is this Miu Miu jumper that Olivia's actually wearing right now. We found this on Vestiaire for,
I think it was about £285. But bearing in mind, this was like over £800 new.
We knew we wanted something Miu Miu, so I think it was you that found it actually. So we were probably searching a certain jacket and this actually came up. But for our style and wardrobe, it's just so us. The red, purple, yellow and white all together. Obviously we love to style different colour combinations and therefore it's perfect so we can just put this jumper in with loads and loads of outfits that contain any of those colours. We have bought on Vestiaire quite a few times, and even if we're not buying on there, we're scrolling away. We absolutely love it. They have some amazing things. This jumper, when we got it, we actually thought it's never been worn.
No.
So it was a fantastic price given that it was completely unworn, ready to be worn many times by us.
If you actually haven't ever used Vestiaire before, I think there's usually a sign up discount code. I don't know whether it's £10 or £30 off or whatever, but there is a code that makes your first purchase on there a little bit more enticing, so definitely go and check it out. Next up, these two items we actually got in a vintage store. We got them from Wasteland on Melrose in LA, and it's a really cool store for finding key vintage pieces. We were told when we were out there that this is where all the celebrities drop off their unwanted items. There are so many designer things there. It's just absolutely massive, and you can spend ages browsing all the different rails of clothing, shoes, accessories. It's just so cool. So these are the purchases that we got when we went there for the first ever time. I have got these Chanel court shoes.
So anywhere on these shoes was not there when we actually found them.
That's true.
That's just from us wearing them over the years, because these are probably 4 years old at this point. So all the wear is from us, and Olivia's were in her perfect size. And her perfect size,
meaning a half size. They were in 5.5, which is my size.
And
so
they were
really
£80.
I think they were $85 or maybe $95, which is like at £80. So Alice is right. Yeah, you had the figure right.
And then these ones are mine, which are Gucci. They have the slight monogramming and then the classic buckle. And these were a bit less than yours, so I think they were probably about 70. Why am I holding them like this? 70 English pounds, and we were absolutely blown away with finding both of these shoes because we don't have the same size feet, and so that's one thing we can't share. We share all clothes, like this jumper. We can't share shoes, so thankfully we got a pair each that we both loved. Next up, along the accessories line, a little bag, which is actually quite new to our collection. This little Gucci two-tone green with the gold bag was from Depop actually. On the whole, we don't tend to find that many design items on Depop, but however it is amazing for like Y2K, denim, oversized vintage jackets, that sort of thing. But we did find this little bag and absolutely fell in love with it. On the whole with bags, I feel like when we see a bag that we love, we both just know we love it, don't we? And we have the same opinion.
straight away.
Straight away, and we're like, we've got to have that bag. And this one was, again, new. It still had the packaging on inside.
Yeah, it did. But it was like, it was almost half of the price.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much was it originally?
So originally, I think it was either $875 or $900, depending on the colourway. Not sure of the specific price of the green. And we paid $550 for it. Yeah,
and again, it's just something that's going to go with so many of our outfits, as we've discussed with colours. Green's a colour we wear loads, and every time we go to reach for a green bag, we're like, we really wish we had a nice new green bag. Saw this one. This is the one that's going to be going with all the green outfits.
It's also really specifically good shade of green. It's just such a bright, bold green, and I feel like this green is everywhere and has been for the last sort of few months, and it's just the perfect shade to go with so many of our green items, so that's why we had to have it. Next up is another Vestiaire purchase, and it is this Balmain Furgarten yellow and brown check coat, and we have loved this ever since it first existed. We went to the Balm show in Copenhagen, and they quite often have reinventions of different colour checks, and That year it was the kind of chocolate and yellow, and it's just so, the colours are so pleasing together. First of all, we actually rented this from Retaro, didn't we? And we just shot a couple of photos in this coat when we first ever saw it, and then we were just scrolling through Vestiaire, as we said that we like to do, and we saw the coat on there, and it was new and it had never been worn, and it was in a size 8, and basically it was only £78. It's actually, this was new, over £300, so you can see the kind of saving that you can get on something. Like, other people might not have necessarily had this on their wish list, but because this was something that kind of was on our wish list for ages, and or we just previously loved it, that when we saw it for £78, it wasn't that we were actually looking for it, it's just that we knew that would be an item that we kind of really would want to invest in. And it also seemed like a huge bargain compared to the retail price.
Huge bargain.
Yeah.
And also this week it's been Copenhagen Fashion Week, and I noticed looking through, because we're not there this year sadly, so looking through old photos, reminiscing, and I actually had a photo of this. It was the opening look on the catwalk when we went to the show, this coat with the matching hat. So it's been something we've loved for ages, and we finally got our hands on for a great price. Another bag, this gorgeous Prada Clio in white. We actually, I don't know why we were so obsessed with finding this on Vestiaire. Well, I do, because who doesn't love a bargain, so maybe that was why. When it was kind of new, again, as we said with the other bag, we just knew we wanted to have this bag. We weren't sure on the colour at first.
I think we thought that we might want the mint green, and also there was a pale pink, but I think we kind of wanted the mint green. The lilac wasn't out yet. And I think we thought we were going to get the mint green.
Yeah, and so we kept checking Vestiaire, and there were some that weren't in great condition or still quite a lot of money. However, we then saw this one, which again was absolutely brand new condition, and we got it for less than £900. We remember it being 800 and something. And originally they're 1,800. So although still a lot of money to spend on a bag, a huge saving given that we knew we wanted
half price
this style. Yeah, basically half price for something that we had our eye on. We were very good at checking back on there. We were saying, have you seen this one? Have you seen this one? And then we thought, although we don't usually go for white, why not? Because we don't have another white bag, and it can then be styled with so many of our colourful outfits. And it has been. We've got so much wear out of this bag and still love it. And amongst lots of little bags that we own, it's a good size for fitting a lot in.
Also, when we buy designer items, something to bear in mind is their potential resale value. If you are going to invest in a designer item that's a bit more expensive, you could just have a quick scroll online and see what people are selling that sort of item for, how much that piece tends to go for, and then at least you spent the money, but you at least think, oh well, you know, I do have that invested into that item and I could sell it for approximately that in the future if I wanted to.
And even if sometimes you haven't spent less, you might look ahead of time and see that bags are actually selling for more than even the retail price, let alone
That's
the
so true. If an
value.
item's really trending, for example, something that we want to buy in the next maybe month or so, hopefully, we really want a Balenciaga City bag, like a huge big bag. Big bags are really going to be trending this year, and that's an item that everyone's starting to put on somewhere like Vestiaire, and I think the price of those is going to go up, even though lots of those people's bags are actually vintage, so they'll be from years and years ago, but the price of them is going to be at its highest at the moment because that's a kind of Y2K trending item at the moment. So it's interesting. Your item could even be worth more at some point.
And finally, another Depop purchase. These are very well worn by us now, many years of Coachella in these boots, but these are some vintage cowboy boots that we got on Depop for £12. I'm looking at you, that's right, isn't it?
It was £12.
£12.
And they're leather. They're vintage leather cowboy boots, basically.
Yeah, just a really classic vintage cowboy boot shape with the pointed toe, really flattering, really comfortable. As I said, these have seen us through many Coachellas, many dinners, days, nights. We've worn those so many times.
And we've had quite a lot of questions about where they're from whenever we wear them, and I feel bad because obviously if something's vintage then it's no relevance to tell
the
somebody.
Annoying answer.
It's annoying, yeah,
it's
vintage. But they are vintage, but it also means that we're not the only people to ever have found a pair of white cowboy boots secondhand. So if you scroll through, then you could easily maybe find a pair too, and if you do find any bargainous items like we have, then let us know, because we're always so interested in what kind of thing you can find secondhand online.
So these cowboy boots are actually, again, probably like 5 or 6 years old at this point. However, now specifically, if you are looking for cowboy boots, well, I feel like they never go out of fashion in our heads, but
no,
at the
really.
moment they're even more in, and so there's probably a whole range of cowboy boots currently on Depop, so definitely have a look at that. That's it for today's video. Please do comment down below on any of the items that you've liked, any designer bargains that you've got yourself, or anything that you have your eye on, and we will see you next week for another video. Bye!